Hello everyone and welcome back to your second stimulus check and a second stimulus package update for today, August 18th. I have a very good news for you today. We will go over updates from the first stimulus check, the second stimulus check, as well as some unemployment benefit updates. And of course, I will answer some of your questions at the end of the video. As always, my name is Dion, and if you have already subscribed to my channel, welcome back and thank you very much. Make sure to hit that like button because that helps with the YouTube algorithm so more people like you can see this video. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribe for daily stimulus updates and other personal finance tips in the future. So, the unemployment benefits were extended, as we know, with Trump's executive order. There was some skepticism originally of how long it will take for those $300 extra payments to start getting out to people. Some news outlets were guessing that it might take several weeks, if not months. But I have a great news for you. FEMA Administrator Pete Gaynor has already approved 7 states that will receive the extra $300 unemployment benefits. Those states are Arizona, Iowa, Louisiana, New Mexico, Colorado, Missouri, and Utah. And one of my viewers, 10x Times, even confirmed yesterday in a comment that they have already received the extra $300 unemployment payment in the state of Arizona. I truly hope all of you there that qualify for those payments to receive the extra $300 as soon as possible. The timeline of those unemployment benefits is actually mostly dependent on the states you're in, because it requires the state to file an application with FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Once that application is approved, then the state can start sending those extra $300 unemployment benefits to people that qualify. And now I want to take you back in time and cover some very important updates about the first stimulus check. Some of you might think that it's done and dusted, and it seems like decades ago that we were dealing with the first $1,200 stimulus check. But the truth is, the IRS is still sending checks out. Yep, the $500 check for dependents are still not fully paid to everyone that qualifies. So if you have children as dependents listed on your taxes and you have not received the first stimulus payment of $500, listen carefully to the next part, please. Recently, the IRS has reported stimulus check registration for parents who did not get an additional payment for their children. Many parents were supposed to get the additional $500 per child from the government. Unfortunately, according to some recent news reports, many people have reported that they did not receive a dime for their children. According to the IRS website, parents who qualify for the extra $500 per child are urged to use the IRS.gov non-filers tool starting August 15th through September 30th to enter information on their qualifying children. So if any of you watching this video are in this category and you have not received the payment of $500 for your little ones, please, please, please go to the IRS.gov and submit your information. I'm doing my best to keep you guys informed and up to date with everything that is happening with the stimulus packages and the stimulus check. And this is one of those moments that I hope as many people as possible see this video and react in order to receive their stimulus payments of $500 for their children. If you have a friend or a family member that is in this situation, please let them know as well so they can go to the IRS.gov website and provide the information needed. And lastly, some updates about the second stimulus check, the next stimulus package, and when can we expect the bill to pass. The very good news from yesterday was that Pelosi has called the members of the House back to Washington. That was probably step number one. After all, without lawmakers in Washington, no bill can be approved, no bill can be signed, no bill can be made, right? Along with that, we have a second great news report from Fox News just yesterday, and that is that White House pushes compromise on post office funding. According to Fox News, Chief of Staff Meadows has indicated that Trump would sign the next stimulus bill with stimulus checks, liability protection for small businesses, PPP extensions, and post office funding. Post office funding is the key here. Some of you might still wonder why all of a sudden the post office funding is so important when the USPS has been losing billions of dollars in the last decade or so. And that is a very valid question. You see, if the USPS was any other business out there with those financial losses, they would have shut their doors down 10 times over by now. But in our current state of pandemic and presidential election just around the corner, it all boils down to mail-in voting and making sure that the USPS can handle all the ballots in time. Not trying to be boring here, but here are the two sides of the story. Democrats want to make sure that as many people as possible can vote by mail, considering the COVID-19 virus causing issues with voting in person. Democrats want to make sure that USPS is properly funded and can handle the increase in mail come November, so properly sorted and counted are all those ballots that people send in. On the other hand, Republicans and the White House are concerned about fraud, inaccuracy, and delays from the USPS. Here's what the President Chief of Staff said about Trump's concern. What he opposes is universal mail-in ballots where you send millions of ballots out to register voters across the country, even those that don't request it. Those rollouts are not accurate. People move, people die, and yet when we're going to send out ballots all across the country, that's not just asking for a disaster. It really is knowing that what you're sending out is inaccurate. I have to agree with this, and I will tell you why. A very recent example is the mail out of the first stimulus checks. You see, the IRS paid millions of dollars to people that don't qualify, people that were already dead, and even to people that live abroad and don't file taxes. So I think there is a valid point here, and sending ballots to every registered voter and address, it is asking for a disaster. That is a recipe for a disaster, don't you think? I mean, such a disaster could mean months of not knowing the results of the 2020 presidential election, which could lead to the House, which is currently held by Democrats, deciding who becomes the president if neither candidate wins a majority in the Electoral College. Well, this is why the post-service funding is so important right now. And because of the funding for USPS, the American people are seeing a great delay for a second stimulus check and another stimulus package. But on a positive note again, if the House does vote on a bill to fund the post office, that means that the Senate will need to return as well in order to approve it, which ultimately means that yet again we'll have all the pieces together to continue the negotiation and pass the next stimulus package and the second stimulus check. And as promised, I will answer some of your questions. I appreciate all of your comments, by the way, always trying to do my best and answer as many as I can. So keep them coming, please. The first question today is from GuinterMan62, and he is asking, can Trump order them senators back in? And that, Guinter, my friend, is a very good question. The president has the power under Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution to call a special session of the Congress during a recess. Presidents have exercised this power 46 times to recall only the Senate and 28 times to recall both chambers of Congress, most recently by Harry Truman in 1948. So, should the president exercise his power and call a special session of the Congress? We're in time of pandemic. The country needs another stimulus package. What do you think? The next question is from Lynette Sagirio. I hope I pronounced that name right. Asking, is that $500 for our adult dependent in the household? Lynette, the IRS is currently paying out the $500 per dependent as part of the CARES Act, the first stimulus checks, which means it is only for children under 17 listed as dependents. If you believe that you should have received those $500, please use the IRS non-filers tool and provide your information there before September 30th. Again, thank you all for the comments and the questions. Please keep them coming. I appreciate you watching this video and I hope you're staying safe. Please hit the like button, and as you know, I have given you all the updates as soon as physically possible with working around the clock for you. And as soon as we know more, you will see it right here on the Finance Kit channel. I want to say thank you if you have already subscribed to my channel. If not, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell notification, please, so you stay up to date with everything that happens. I hope this video was informative and provided some value to you. If that's the case, like and share so more people can see it. Don't forget that down in the description you will find some other helpful links and other helpful videos. Thank you for pushing your financial mindset towards a better reality. Until next time, stay positive, master your finances, and take a good care of yourself and those around you.